So for you as Haggai, you believe that the voting patterns in Kenya will not change anytime soon?
They will not change. They will not change. They will not change. Politics goes with money, and it is not easy to also determine that you will win when you give them money, because you can also give money and they don't elect you. You know, it is not easy to understand a Kenyan voter. It is not easy to understand a Kenyan voter. They still thrive on ethnic background, political affiliation, and also different Maslow hierarchy of needs. When you come with the high-end cars, you come up with the money, they will elect you based also on money, which political party are you in, and maybe in that area that political party has support. So it is the politics of this country is still dirty, and we must just be in it. But inside your heart, elect someone who has the interest of the people at heart. Because yes, we have some people who have dished money. We have some people who have well-oiled campaign, but they have been elected and they end up delivering a service delivery to them, to wananchi, on an exponential level. So it's not that when we elect bad leaders who have given us a handout, now they will not work. Some do go and work, few, some 40%. So let us elect the best. Yeah.
So for you, Tonga Nguvu, I go by the name of Ochino, the only Kenyan who is a man, a boy, and also a friend. And of course, when we say a seated here, it's because we're having a conversation that you've requested for us to have. And of course, today's conversation, we're having a conversation focusing on IEBC, the current IEBC as constituted. They're going to face their first biggest task since they were sworn into office, that is handling the by-elections that are happening in Magarini, in Mbeere North, in Kasipul. We have also others, the MCAs by-elections, like the ones that are going to be in Kariobangi North and of course in Kabuchai. And to discuss this, we have Secretary General of Bunge la Mwananchi, Haggai Thenye. Haggai,
how are you, Chino?
Karibu sana.
Pleasure.
At least nowadays we're getting to have these conversations more regularly.
More often, yeah.
And now today's conversation, having the conversation around the effectiveness of the IEBC electoral body as constituted. For you, now that they're going to face their biggest task, the by-elections, what are the Kenyans looking for? Being that the previous IEBCs wamekuwa under so much scrutiny, for them that they now have an opportunity to show Kenyans what they can do in terms of the delivery in these by-elections. For you as Haggai, what are some of the things that maybe they can avoid and what can they improve better than the previous IEBC commissions?
Well, in a by-election, you know, we only normally have one ballot. And we expect them to deliver a free, fair, and credible election, so that the voice of the people becomes the voice, because the voice of the people is the voice of God. And we want them to ensure that the elections are not immersed in violence, and that will only happen when they bring their equipment on time and ensure that the voting process goes hand in hand. And for that matter, we call them to partner with the Ministry of Internal Security to ensure that the voice of the people, and we have a peaceful election in Ugunja, in Kaspul, in Mbeere North, in Magarini, in Kariobangi North, and in Malava also. And there's also a ward in Kabuchai. I think there are also some, but I cannot mention all of them. So IEBC has a task to ensure that it does a good election, a credible election, so that we can have confidence in them towards 2027 general election. And I was also very much happy by them finding those people engaging in violence. And we should not only fine, but we should bar them from contesting in an election if an aspirant or a candidate engages in violence. Kenyans should not lose life because of an election. And for that matter, any politician who engages in that should not be part and parcel, or should not be put on the ballot.
Just going with the specific example that you've given that happened in Kasipul, the aspirants there, we have Philip Aroko and we have Boyd Were. They were fined 1 million each for going against the regulations that have been put by the IEBC. This is something that was not seen in very many instances with the previous IEBC bodies. Maybe do you think with them now going ahead and at least exercising their powers that they've been given by the Constitution, of the land and also the IEBC constitution, does that now signal a new reform? Does that now signal a new way of doing things? And if at all that's the case and that's the way to go, does it now put aspirants on high alert who maybe will also want to vie in 2027, such that they should relook at the regulations and at least not carry the campaigns as usual?
Well, without opposing everything, I think IEBC has started, the current IEBC, as it has been constituted, has started in a very good platform by finding those aspirants. But they need to pull up their socks to ensure that such candidates meet very hefty penalties, or they just by ensuring that they don't appear in the ballot. Because just as I have said that, Kenyans should not lose life. So by them doing that, we echo them, but they need to up their game, okay? They have started at a very good platform, and though very shaky, those people could have just been removed out from the ballot, because 2 people lost life, if I'm not wrong, and many have injured themselves. That should not happen in current 21st century. Yeah.
And of course, also focusing on the kind of campaigns that have been happening in the grassroots, especially in these hotly contested elections, hotly contested zones. Even in these by-elections, you still find that there's some old patterns, of which there's some reports of voter bravery, there's some reports of intimidation, there's some reports of violence. Do you think now, going forward towards 2027, the kind of campaigns, will they change, or they'll even be much worse? Because a lot of people are saying that this is a campaign, an election whereby we're going to see a generational shift with the type of leaders that are going to be voted in.
Nothing like generation change. You remember in Mombasa when former Chief Justice Emeritus Maraga went there to sell his policies, and it is the Gen Zs who are demanding a handout. So no one should tell you that they are not after money. Election is all about money, and that is a Kenyan, ordinary Kenyan voter. If you don't have money in an election, they will not vote for you. And for that matter, they elect bad leaders, and then later on they cry after 5 years. So it is there to stay, and we shouldn't, even this issue of voter education, those are just plastic. That is what I can say, plastic. And I emphasize that they are plastic. Yeah. Because a Kenyan voter need handout for them to vote for you. You remember even in our social movement, those with the FT Nini, those are the people they will elect if you have money. Then later on they cry. It has happened before. So that's the mind of a Kenyan voter. It just needs God to intervene on the person who has succeeded to change the life of the people. Are we together? So it needs, you come with more money, they will elect you. But you know, if you elect such a politician, they have to return their money. Like now in Mbeere North, should they elect the person who dish out more? That money has to be returned first. Yeah, and the way it is returned behind the curtain, if a Kenyan voter will get to know, I think they can cry. So anytime you get money from a politician, when he's contesting, dishing out money, that money has to be returned. And it will be returned by sabotaging the service delivery on the ground. It is the Gen Zs who are demanding handout from Maraga. So don't expect anything from a generational nini. Hakuna mambo kama hayo. It started a long time ago. When I was asking one of the elders, he told me even during Mlolongo, they used to give them something. So it is there to stay, and may God intervene. That is what I can say. Yeah.
But clearly, SG, when you say that, and then somebody might also say change is inevitable, and be it as it may, there can be a time whereby people will rise up and say that enough is enough. Hii mambo ya kuokota hongo tumekataa. Let's now look at leaders according to the virtues, according to everything. Because when you say that even the Gen Z is now demanding voter bribes from these politicians who want to vote.
Yeah, it was live in Mombasa.
Then it says that, then it implies hata ule kijana mwenye anaona kama youth akona potential ya kulead 2027, inamaanisha this an older person who will come with the money na atamshinda kwa uchaguzi. Don't you think then the thing in Gen Z's Okonati, they want young leaders, it will not be achieved in 2027, maybe 2032?
Well, we have some young leaders who can get support from the elderly, the tycoons, who might want them to implement their policies to favor them. That also happens. So I haven't said that. And the issue of all generations, Politics goes with money. And it is not easy to also determine that you will win when you give them money, because you can also give money and they don't elect you. You know, it is not easy to understand a Kenyan voter. It is not easy to understand a Kenyan voter. They still thrive on ethnic background, political affiliation, and also different Maslow hierarchy of needs. When you come with the high-end cars, you come up with the money, they will elect you based also on money, which political party are you in, and maybe in that area that political party has support. So it is the politics of this country is still dirty, and we must just be in it. But inside your heart, elect someone who has the interest of the people at heart. Because yes, we have some people who have dished money. We have some people who have well-oiled campaign, but they have been elected and they end up delivering a service delivery to them, to wananchi, on an exponential level. So it's not that when we elect bad leaders who have given us a handout, now they will not work. Some do go and work, few, some 40%. So let us elect the best. Yeah.
So for you as Haggai, you believe that the voting patterns in Kenya will not change anytime soon?
They will not change. They will not change. They will not change. I'm on the ground and I've done research. It is historical and it is systemic. It is in the system. It is in the structure. Yeah. So amongst those people who come, just elect someone who has empathy to your needs. Yeah.
So that means that now the contrarian leaders who believe that they can change, the reformists, so they don't have a chance surviving any Kenyan election.
No. You can check on those who fought for second liberation. Some of them are governors. Are they performing, Ochino? Are they performing? In fact, even young ones who even never knew when liberation was fought, when good governors were being agitated, are delivering more than even those people who are fighting for those. In fact, Kenyans must be very careful of leaders who shout a lot, who shout about corruption, good governance, what. They are very dangerous. So it entails some civic education, some public participation for a Kenyan voter to understand. But it is not easy, you know. How many times have we been even in our movement talking about these things, but you see them recurring? Yeah. I think we need to elect leaders who will work on poverty, how to reduce poverty. Because it's only through that then people will become more informed when they are electing. Poverty plays a very critical role in making a Kenyan voter to not to elect a good leader. Right? Are you getting me there?
Yeah.
And that has happened across the confines of +254, and is something which is there with us. So let us keep on preaching. Maybe one day we will get a good number who will be saved. Yeah.
And then lastly, just finishing up on this issue because of time constraints. There's the issue of now IEBC itself as a commission registering new voters, and it's an activity that is currently ongoing. But even despite the call for people to go and register, especially the young people, we're not seeing it being large numbers who are registering to go and vote. Is it because as of now the rage of the Gen Zs who came up during the 2024 finance bill and 2025 finance bill commemoration imepungua now that is structured with other things, or why do you think that uptake of voters is not as massive as it was purported to be?
Well, majority have registered. Majority of Kenyans are registered voters. You remember, we had many registered voters in 2022. Over 20 million. Am I right? And only 14 came to vote. So we still have 8 million. You know the problem with our politics, we have middle class. And we also have certain people who are very loud and they don't vote. So that is the problem. So the current registration will not be that big. Even if it comes next year, it will not exceed 2 million. Because we have Kenyan voters, so they must turn out and vote. Many people have their voters card. So don't expect much of them coming out to register now. It will not exceed 3 million. Let those 22 plus plus the ones which will come. I think by 2027 we'll have 25 million votes. 25 million voters. So let them come out. But you know, they will still be confined within political parties, ethnic background, and also what I've said, who has the large deep pockets. Yeah. Those will still be the factors. Yeah. So we had a good number of voters who never came out in 2022. They are there. Yeah. And these are the people who came out. You know, they said, oh, we are not interested in politics, but politics and economy are intertwined. Politics and economy, you elect bad leader, you again cry for 5 years, and we are not the same. The way I was in 2017 is not the same way I was in 2022, and that will not be. So you waste time. You waste 5 years when you elect bad leader. So it is your high time to come out. There are certain regions here in Kenya, they will elect a leader of whom they want. Not especially in a Rift Valley region. The entire Rift Valley region, they normally elect a leader based on what the people want, not the one with the deep pockets. So we have some certain regions here in Kenya which are advantageous, merited, I mean, in electing good leaders. But we have certain regions, you must have deep pockets for them to elect you. But now I would just urge that the 20 plus millions, plus those millions by 2023, I know we'll have some 2 to 3 million new registered, or 1.5. Let's have that number and let's come out to vote. Yeah, 24 to 25 million by 2027 registered voters. Let's come out to vote. Yeah, I think
the thing that I've taken out of this is that you believe that the voting pattern won't change.
Taki, you know, I better speak the truth. I better make, there will still be a merged, like here, ethnic background. People will say there's nothing like Gen Z. Yeah. They will still go back to their ancestral political parties. They will still go back to their tribal chieftains. Yeah. And that is what will determine the coming election. Yeah. Yeah.
So I know today's interview was short, especially because of
the nature.
To this camera, maybe just your clarion call, maybe towards the IEBC as they handle these by-elections, and also as they continue also registering people, and they urge for them to at least do voter civic education towards the general election in 2027, towards this camera, as we finish.
Well, to the IEBC, personally as the Secretary General of Bunge la Wananchi and also Kenya, and also a concerned citizen of this country, I just want to thank you from where you have started in ensuring that those engaging in malpractices, electoral malpractices, meet hefty charges. On what you started in Kaspul, we echo you, but we still need you to do more in ensuring that we have clean elections whereby Kenyans will elect leaders who can change their lives. Because people started crying of bad leaders in 1964, 1969, until today, it is still there. So it is upon you to ensure that you conduct clean elections, to ensure that those who are engaging in certain illegal activities which will not give a clear result are brought to book. That is the electoral, or rather, the politics of Kenya. You can shape it, IEBC, because it is you who count, who must be elected by majority. And to the Kenyan youths, come out in large numbers and engage yourself in politics to ensure that you are well informed, because politics and economy are intertwined, just as I have said. And that is the direction that we will take. When you take politics as a comedy or you will cry. When you take it lightly, you will cry, because those are the people you elect in the county to come up with the rules and regulations. Those are the people you elect in a county, in a national assembly, in the Senate. Those are the governor who will manage your resources. So elect good people whom you can trust with your lives to ensure that we improve on our economy. That is my kicker.
So, shukran sana Haggai for coming.
Thank you very much.
And of course, when you call you next time.
Yeah, anytime. I told you.
Yeah, it will be very glad to
Thank
have
you
you on
very
the
much.
show. And also, if you're watching from home and maybe you don't agree with a thing or two that Haggai has said on this show, hapa chini, tupe your opinion, tupe your comment, so that even when Haggai goes ahead and watches this show, wataona your comment and maybe he can change a thing or two towards some of the things that he believes politically. I've been host Ochino, Don Kenya Zamana Boy, and also a friend. Till next time, we are out.
Asante.